Hello, everybody, and welcome to an impromptu live stream here. Breaking news from Ian Rappaport. The Pittsburgh Steelers and tight end Pat Freiermuth have agreed to a 4-year, $48.4 million contract extension. This makes Pat Freiermuth the 9th highest paid tight end in the NFL. Ever since Cam Hayward just a couple of days ago got his extension, there have been a lot of reports out saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers had Pat Freiermuth on their to-do list, and he was next to work on getting a contract extension done. That gets done today. Really gotta say that, I don't really have too much critiques about the initial, details of the deal. It is a 4-year, $48.4 million contract extension that comes out to 12.1 per year. For Freiermuth, I like that he stays for 4 more years. Granted, going into this year, there's really been a lot of turnover on the offensive side of the ball. And to be honest, if, say, no extensions were to get done, this would be a very tough spot that the Steelers offense would be put in. You have Najee Harris going into the last year of his deal. Jaylen Warren, even though he's a restricted free agent, going into the last year of his deal. You have neither Russell Wilson nor Justin Fields on any long-term extension. So really, this is the first domino to fall and to get a key piece of the Steelers offense locked down for the next 4 years. Really going into this, speculations, well, not speculations, but people were talking about what should the price tag on Pat Freiermuth be like. Looking at Freiermuth's stats here, over his career, he has played in, hang on 1 second here. He has played in 44 games, has 155 receptions for 1,537 yards, 11 touchdowns, not lighting the world on fire as one of your, top tight ends in the league. You probably would put Freiermuth anywhere between tight end number 20 to 12 in the league right now. And, it's really, a bit of a upgrade to compare to what I was thinking he was going to get. You were expecting this deal right now is paying him for what they think he can do in this new Arthur Smith offense, which, as lots of people know, is a very tight end friendly system. So this deal is going to be, expecting, what Freiermuth is going to do, which is obviously some great things. So, never know. Maybe 4 years from now, this Arthur Smith offense takes off. Pat Freiermuth moves out of that, 20 to 12 tight end range, and he moves up into the top 10. This deal will look much more friendly. One thing, though, about it is that the Steelers, like I said, Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, those two running backs are going into the final year of their deals. The reason why Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren have not getting contract extensions, or at least Najee Harris, was because they wanted to see how Najee will fare in this new Arthur Smith running scheme and this offense, which, I thought that they would or should have taken that same approach here with Pat Freiermuth. Now, same as Najee, do I doubt that him and Pat will both, struggle at all or, see their production go down in this offense? No, I don't. I think both will be fine and both will produce even better than, what they did in the Matt Canada offense and with last year's quarterbacks of Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. But it sort of sends a message now, I wonder, to Najee Harris, like, hey, I am here. I'm working my tail off, same as Freiermuth. How comes I have to wait to get a contract extension and you need to see me perform in this offense? Meanwhile, while Freiermuth, he just gets a contract extension based off of assumptions that he's going to be great. That could cause some trouble for Najee, But again, I expect Najee to have a big year, and hopefully the Steelers come to the table with a pretty fair contract offer at season's end, because I do not expect Najee to get an extension until then. But yeah, looking more at the Freiermuth deal, yeah, 48.4 million. He's still only 25, so he'll be 29 pushing 30 by the time this deal gets locked up. This contract was done by Athletes First. As you know, Athletes First has a ton of NFL players that are represented by Athletes First, and they tend to get a lot of fair deals done for their clients. Yeah, just looking more here, 12.1 per year. You know, listening to what people wanted Pat Freiermuth to get on the deal, and give me a second here to look this up. A lot of people were comparing it. Okay, you're not going to give Pat Freiermuth. Apologize as my dogs are going off. But one thing that a lot of people were talking about was who would what would this Pat Freiermuth contract extension, whose contract would it compare to? And one contract extension that I tend to like and would have thought that it would uh, go towards looking like was Cole Kmet, the tight end for the Bears, his contract extension. Uh, just last year, Cole Kmet signed a. Hang on here. He signed a 4-year deal that has a cap hit of $11.6 million. Cole Kmet, in that time, he has produced the following stats as I bring them up. Cole Kmet in his career has 211 receptions, 2,118 yards, and 15 tight ends. So obviously, you look at the initial reaction of this deal, and some people are going to say, it's an overpayment. Uh, Again, Komet only making 11.6 million per year. Obviously has more production than Freiermuth, 2,000, well over 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. Now, Freiermuth has not had the, best quarterbacks in the room to throw to him. He hasn't had Patrick Mahomes. Even Cole Kmet, for most of his tenure, has had Justin Fields throwing him the ball, and Fields really, I think, liked Kmet to throw to him often. But Pat Freiermuth, he's had to deal with Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball, and we all know about his accuracy issues. Mitchell Trubisky, who you don't know if he's going to hit you in the chest or throw it 5 feet over your head and it turn into an interception. I mean, really, you started to see Pat Freiermuth's production pick up when Mason Rudolph entered in last year for Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. And another one of Freiermuth's best games from the past year or so was when the Steelers played the Bengals in Cincinnati, and Kenny Pickett just threw it to Freiermuth pretty much the entire time. The Bengals are going to let Freiermuth dictate the game. They were going to take away George Pickens, and Freiermuth had a field day there. I think it was well over 100 yards in that game. But like I said, this deal I think is going to be predicated on how the Steelers think Pat Freiermuth is going to do moving on into the future, because I could very well see Freiermuth this year go out, maybe not receive for 1,000 yards, but, get somewhere between that, I don't know, 500 to 800 yards catch range and get around like 7 touchdowns. And I think that deal will be pretty good for that kind of production. But yeah, Jerry Dulac here saying the Steelers signed Freiermuth to a 5-year, $49.88 million contract with 23.38 million guaranteed. So I think that means that this is extension is going to kick in this year starting on Sunday in Atlanta. And so it is a really 5-year deal, but 4 years after this year. So I mean, I don't really have necessarily problems. Another critique to the deal that some people might have would be maybe Pat Freiermuth's injury capability. I think that Freiermuth will stay healthy this year. He's obviously had coming since he came into the league some concussion issues, and he had an injury last year that knocked him out for 5 games. But like I said, the good outweigh the bad in this scenario. Pat Freiermuth is going to need to be, he's a great leader in the community, but he's going to need to be in this room to, start creating some chemistry and gel with the offense. Like, you don't want to go to the end of this year, not have, any one of Freiermuth, Wilson Fields, Najee, or Jalen Warren, any of those 5 players under, club control. You don't want to see, 5 of those 5 guys walk out the door here in a year or two. So, yeah, in all, this is, I think going to be a great deal when we look back on it here, maybe even as soon as the end of the year. Because, like I said, this Arthur Smith offense, very tight end friendly. And I think that it is going to help create chemistry in that locker room. And, it's really a low bar to clear between the Matt Canada offense and the Arthur Smith offense. Honestly, if you want my prediction here, I think you're going to look at maybe I wouldn't say the first quarter, but once you get to halftime in this game against the Falcons, I think you are going to look at this offense and, we've sort of had PTSD from the Matt Canada offense, but you're going to look at this offense and take a, sigh of relief here. And, wouldn't it be something here? I know it happened, I believe it was in the first game after Matt Canada got fired. I think Kenny Pickett threw it on the first play of the game over the middle of the field and clicked on a big game with Pat Freiermuth. I think you're going to see Freiermuth a lot in this Atlanta game, especially with Darnell Washington. I believe it was a knee injury popping up on the injury report. So lots to look forward to in Atlanta, lots to look forward to with this deal. And yeah, I will be live streaming the game, have a live reaction and a watch party. I hope you guys join me. That will start around game time on Sunday. Until then, I'm going to be working on some videos, sort of getting the first news videos out for this YouTube channel. I think you guys are going to enjoy that. I think I'm going to enjoy doing it. And yeah, I hope you guys join me back. Come back for the live stream on Sunday. Again, sorry for, my jumble rant. My mouth's a little bit dry today and, maybe some jitters first live stream and all. But until then, Pat Freiermuth is a Steeler for the next 4 years. That is great. Now you got to work on, finding, is Justin Fields or Russell Wilson? How do they do? Are they going to be your quarterbacks heading into, the near future, next year plus? Are you going to get how's Najee Harris and Jalen Warren going to perform in this new offense? Will there be an extension after this season coming for them? I would say in season, but that's not really how the Pittsburgh Steelers operate. They usually don't do in season contract extensions, but lots to look forward to heading into Atlanta. This Pat Freiermuth extension, really is the cherry on top of a pretty decent offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, really the only one large blemish on this year's offseason was, the whole Brandon Ayuk saga, and now you have a massive hole at wide receiver too. And, that's another thing. Pat Freiermuth getting contract extension, there should be no issues with him, sort of stop-gapping that wide receiver that wide receiver 2 position until either somebody like Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson, or even possibility Van Jefferson fills that role, or if, say, by the trade deadline you bring in another wide receiver to complement George Pickens. Until then, Pat Freiermuth, I think, is going to fill those shoes. He's going to wear a lot of hats, probably blocking along with Michael Pruitt this Sunday if Darnell Washington can't go. And I think he's going to be a huge target, whether it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, depending on which one of those two guys start this weekend. I think you're going to see Freiermuth get a lot of attentions, maybe catch a couple receptions or a touchdown pass this Sunday. And until then, thank you guys for watching. Again, sorry, first ever live stream. You see it there in the banner below. A little bit of jitteries, but it's a good day for the Steelers. Pat Freiermuth gets extended. Just a couple of days ago, Cam Hayward gets extended. You got two pillars as a part of camaraderie and leadership with the team staying, as well as in the Pittsburgh community. And some great moves by the Steelers in the past couple of days. Like I said, join the stream on Sunday. Turn on notifications. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys on Sunday.